I think it was really important, especially in the context of the competition. I think when you're in a tournament play, I think winning them close ones, especially early in the tournament, is really important to keep the momentum going. But as you know, the weather could play a part at some point in this tournament. I think that you have to be right on from ball one. I think when we've seen over the last, having played India so much recently, there was times when we probably let Virat get off to a bit of a fly with being either just a bit too straight to him or a bit too full or just letting him off the hook early. And we know once he gets into his innings, he's so hard to stop. So you can't afford to play catch up against great players. And Rohit's the same. When he's taking his time early in his innings, if you don't get him in that period that it builds up and he's so destructive when he decides to really start putting the pressure on you. So I think you have to be right on from ball one. You can't afford to give them freebies early on, and that goes for their whole order. I mean, you can't put too much focus just on two players, because Shikhar Dhawan's had some success against us. Dhoni, we found it tough to get him out in Australia. When we'd get India into a bit of trouble, he would dig him out of a hole and bat right to the end and bat really deep. And even the first two ODIs in India, he was instrumental in getting them across the line in a couple of them. So you can't afford to weigh too much or put too much weight on one or the other in terms of your preparation and focus. So I think that's just their first 10, 15 balls. You have to be right on. You have to make them try and take a risk to get a weight or flyer. When you've got world-class players coming back into your side, it's unfortunate for the guys who have missed out and the guys that have played some really good one-day cricket in the past. But Steve's the best batter in the world, in my opinion, in over all three forms of the game. I think that when you have David, who's so destructive at the top of the order, his record shows it how destructive he is. So to have them to come back, yes, it's great for the side and our batting lineup and for experience in World Cups and great help for me as a leader as well in terms of tactics and stuff out on the field. But I think we've always believed that we've got a side that can win the World Cup, even when we didn't, and we started this run of form, or run of wins, I guess, from the third game in India. We still believe that we had the side then that could do it, and extra, you do your due diligence on every bowl, every game, and he's a world-class bowler. He's had a lot of success, especially over the last 18, 24 months. So I think all the guys are as well prepared mentally and technically as they can be, and it's not about in tournament play like this. It's too quick to be tinkering with technique and things like that, in my opinion. Well, that's for me anyway. Some guys can do it really well and do it quickly. Steve Smith seems to change his technique every couple of balls at times, depending on what he's facing. So that's just not a huge strength of mine to be able to do that. So I think it'd be silly to try and go away from my game plan and try and change particular things in my game that add strength to my game as well. So it'll be just about sticking to my plan, sticking to what started to work at the back end of that Indian series, and just be confident. As soon as you're not committed 100% against these guys, and particularly Bumrah, Bhuvneshwar as well, Shami. I mean, they're all world-class bowlers and spinners. It's too hard. Very well against South Africa. Obviously, he got some wickets early in his spell, which is a leg spinner's dream. We all know that if you can deny leg spinners wickets early, they start to go searching. I've never met a leg spinner that doesn't. So it's about guys' individual plans and it's different strengths and weaknesses for every player. So again, like I talked about with Bumrah and Bhuvi and these guys, you can't afford to worry about somebody else's plan. You have to commit 100% to what you're doing and be brave enough to stick to that regardless of what the outcome might be. Sometimes you wear the consequences of sticking to your game plan. It's not just the pace bowling. Obviously, both sides have had a bit of success with their spinners in the past couple of months in particular. So what it comes down to is execution. I think on a pretty good oval surface, that's going to be another used wicket. So the second time in 3 games that we've played on a used surface, it's going to come down to who executes. It's as simple as that. I think both teams have got very good world-class fast bowlers. Whether India play the 2 plus the all-rounder or go with an extra quick bowler, we're not sure. So when you look at Bumrah, Bhuvi, Shami, Hardik, they're world-class bowlers. and then you go Stark, Cummins, Coulter-Nile, Berendorf, Richardson. There's so many options there. Last 3 games is really important for us in India to get some self-belief that we can beat this Indian side in their home conditions. So for that, I think when you look back, it comes down to taking them key moments in games and making sure that no matter what situation of the game or the series or the tournament, whenever you're playing India, you have to believe that you can beat them, because they're a world-class side. They've got some all-time great players, no doubt about that. So to be able to beat them in their home conditions 3 times in a row was really important for the confidence of the side, especially going into a game like this.